I work with an ethanol plant. I'm on the board of an ethanol plant south of here that's getting ready for a startup. It's been a long process. It started about 3 years ago with an idea, and there's 7 local members, and then 2 outside members, people outside the state actually, that are involved and are kind of spearheading it. And the local involvement has been very good and strong. I think it's going to be a good industry for the community. It's one of those things that keeps the dollars here. And they allowed for what this ethanol plant did. They allowed for the local public to be involved with purchasing shares of that. And we hope long term that that's where the real value is, and the fact that it does make money and it is profitable, and we can share those results with the local community. If you're not a livestock producer and can't use your crop, use your corn, it's really hard to be to add value to a corn crop. And so we had to rely a lot on exports, and exports was really the last few cents on every bushel that we got as to what that export number was going to be. And right now we can add a little value to that crop at the farm level and ship it off in ethanol. And the beauty of if I'm a farmer and corn is high, the ethanol plant's probably not doing as well, but the farm's doing pretty well, so it's a nice little hedge that way. Flip side of that, if ethanol's really high and corn's really low, the ethanol plant's going to be making money, so hopefully.
Overall, ethanol has driven the price of corn up, correct?
Correct.
In a general
Locally,
way?
yes.
Locally?
Well, yes, and nationwide. You know, locally it's really helped a lot. There's quite a few ethanol plants in Nebraska right now, so the demand for corn is very high, as compared to maybe a South Dakota or a North Dakota, where they don't have as many ethanol plants, and the difference between their price and the Board of Trade is a lot less than our price is here.
Does do the state incentives that were implemented a few years ago, does that make any difference? I mean, are you guys
The state
taking
incentives
advantage
really
of that?
help get the ball rolling, but it still has to stand on its own. The plant's really going to have to make money on its own long term. So it's, as any business, they're great. Anytime the government can come in and really help subsidize things to get things rolling, I think that's a great spearhead. But I think the industry is probably getting close to the point now that it will either stand on its own or fail. And I think it will stand on its own.
What's the work involved in setting up an ethanol plant?
I don't even know where to start there. It started as a thought from a gentleman out of Minneapolis. He was involved with the structuring the debt on another plant in South Dakota, and he was not allowed to invest in that plant, and saw that it could be a good business, and so he teamed up with a friend of his and started searching the country for a good site. And they put some feelers out, and they found Fairmont, Nebraska. And so they found a good site first off, and then secondly they found some local producers and local involvement, local businessmen that to represent the community and the plant, and join the board. Since then, it's been kind of a roller coaster. When we started, it was just basically the 9 members doing everything from the EPA approvals to signing the contracts with the construction people and buying the land, the options. So it's pretty involved, still very involved. But we've since hired some staff and some employees that handle a lot of the day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
So
how did you get involved?
I was at the right spot at the right time, and or the wrong spot at the wrong time, one of the two. But no, I was just a local producer that had interest in it, and just fell into part of the group. So,
Interesting. You're putting up some of your money to back
yeah,
this,
I think
right?
it's a nice hedge for on the other side of the corn equation. If corn's high, the farm wins. If corn's low, the ethanol plant wins. So one way or another, it kind of puts a kind of a synthetic floor under the corn price. It's actually a pretty simple process. They bring corn in and they grind it and mix it with some enzymes and some water and ferment it. And after about 50 hours, they distill it, and it's converted into either alcohol and on the other side you get distiller's grains, and out the stack is some carbon dioxide. The ethanol will probably get either trucked out or railed out. A lot of it will get railed out to a blender. I'm sure a lot of it will get used locally in the truck market, And with the distillers' grains, a lot of those will be hopefully straight to local feed yards. Actually, Kansas has a lot of feed yards that would probably be beneficial for us to attract to. A lot of our distillers would go there. Now, we also have the ability to dry the distillers, and so we have the ability to dry and to ship. And we can ship them to California. They have some end users there, and actually they're putting them on barges and containers and shipping distillers' grains across the ocean.